Heart disease is one of the biggest killers in the world, claiming about 18 million lives each year. But a growing number of people who get heart attacks don't have any of the traditional risk factors.
So they have healthy lifestyle, they don't have high cholesterol, high blood pressure, but they're still getting a heart attack. And it could be that, that part of it comes down to their genetic risk.
Here at the University of Queensland, Dr. Sonia Shah is working to answer some of the big questions around that genetic risk. She uses cutting-edge technologies to analyze the genomic data of thousands of individuals, all with the goal of finding which genes ultimately contribute to heart disease. Her previous research has led to major findings, including on a genetic disorder known as familial hypercholesterolemia.
This is a condition where individuals have very high cholesterol levels, and they tend to, if it's not treated, they can get heart attack or heart disease much earlier on in life.
Familial hypercholesterolemia was once thought to be a monogenic disease, one caused by inheriting a single large alteration in the DNA of a single gene. But we haven't always been able to identify these mutations when looking for them in patients with familial hypercholesterolemia. Dr. Shah's research revealed that in some of these patients, the disease may be a result of the combined effect of many small alterations to the DNA across many different genes, what we call polygenic. This shift in understanding prompted a major UK healthcare body to update its guidelines on managing the condition.
Traditionally, we've used very much a one-size-fits approach to treating individuals, but we know that our genetic makeup makes us unique, and so our risk of getting disease, our response to treatment is partly determined by our genetic makeup. And what we're trying to do is incorporate that information to better tailor the treatment and management of patients.
Dr. Shah was also the lead analyst for the Hermes Consortium, an international research collaboration investigating the genetic basis for heart failure. She co-led the largest genetic study of heart failure at the time and worked with researchers from around the world to discover new risk factors for the condition.
We now have 150,000 heart failure cases, and we're starting to uncover more genes that have not previously been linked to heart failure.
This research could be used to improve heart disease risk assessment tools.
Having genetic data being incorporated into these predictions will help improve our ability to identify high-risk individuals and our ability to prevent disease in the population.
That's not the only avenue Dr. Shah is taking to improve risk assessments. She's also passionate about addressing biases in genomic research.
We know that cardiovascular risk, the presentation of symptoms, also response to treatment can vary based on whether you're male or female, but also depending on your ancestral background. So if we don't address that lack of diversity within research participants, this actually leads to health inequity.
In one project, she engaged the Australian South Asian community to better understand barriers to their research participation. It's work that sits close to Dr. Shah's heart.
I have family history of cardiovascular disease, but also as somebody of South Asian ancestry, that's something that's become really important for me to be involved in and to make sure that we're taking those steps to address that health inequity.
For her contributions to human genetics research, Dr. Shah has been awarded the Ruth Gani Medal from the Australian Academy of Science.